Chaturi?
Yes, Bhante, I'm here.
Okay. You have 1 minute. Do you have any questions?
There's no questions yet in the chat. But actually, Bhante, your camera is off.
Huh?
Your camera is off.
Oh, yeah, my auto.
There you go. Yeah.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Morning, Bhante.
Morning, Bhante.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bhante.
Good morning, everybody. Now, if you have any question, you may ask them.
Yes, I don't see any questions, but I was just gonna ask you. So you had this long time in seclusion. Could you share with us some of the insights that you gained during this time of silence?
That's a good question.
Okay, that's a good question. I have posted in the chat box.
Yes.
And you can see the link.
Okay.
You open it, and then you will see my inside there.
Okay. I see. Yes.
You open it.
Yes, I opened it. Yes.
Okay. And actually, Veronique
Yes,
or
Bhante.
Chaturi, if anybody really interested in meditation, they must follow these instructions. They open this,
Yes.
memorize it, and if they repeat it in their meditation, it may be verbalizing. When you keep verbalizing one day, you don't have to verbalize, it comes to you very naturally. So I recommend you all, whoever listen to my talks, whoever is interested in meditation, not only people who are listening to me, but anybody. This is what is called cessation of suffering. How you end suffering. I have given here all according to the Dhamma, according to the teachings of the Buddha. There's nothing of my own original. This all you find in the Buddha's teaching. In these passages that I put on what you call it, Google Drive, you can each passage is enough for one to gain full liberation from suffering. One of them is enough. For instance, you can see I put English first and then at the bottom Pali, so that people interested in Pali, they can repeat it very easy. If they are not comfortable with Pali, they can repeat it in English. See, the first one is I is impermanent, suffering, perishable, bound to decay, to vanish, subject to dispersion, subject to cessation, conditioned, dependently arisen. This is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. Perceiving this with wisdom, the learned and noble disciple becomes disenchanted with the I, and that disciple, through this disenchantment, becomes dispassionate, and by the absence of passion and passion-free, when aware of that freedom, there arises a knowledge of that freedom, aware that rebirth exhausted, that the holy life has been lived, and that what was to be done has been done, and there is nothing more to do in this body-mind existence. Now, this passage alone, if you very seriously, sincerely paying total attention to it, repeat, that will give you real insight and the purpose of meditation. And then you can go use the form, the object of I. Then the same you repeat. Then I consciousness. Then I contact. Then a feeling arising dependent on eye contact. And perception. Then volition. Then craving. Then thought form is in thought form. And then deliberation or examination. These are the 10 places. And when 6 senses multiply by these 10, you have 60 places. And each place, if you use as an object of your meditation, you can see how beneficial it is. This is one of the most powerful meditation. You can spend one entire hour on these 60 places where craving arises. Okay, this I thought, this actually is what I practice. And this I feel very comfortable with this. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
You can download it. I ask everybody to download it, memorize it, either in Pali. Those who are comfortable with Pali can use Pali. Others do in English. So, any other question people ask?
Yes, there is a question. Dear Bhante, what, according to you, is the main reason for the decline and ruin of Buddhism in India? Is it Brahmanism or Muslim invaders?
Well, that history is not very clear, but it's a little nebulous. However, that was one cause, one reason. The second reason is the corruptions among the monastic community. Third reason is losing royal support, king support when after Ashoka's period, there was no powerful king to support. And of course, another reason is they become very much engaged in material things, gaining material support, becoming what you call obsessed with material things. And also, in India, Brahmins are very upset with the Buddha's teaching, especially of non-creation. The Buddha flatly, directly refuted rejected the belief of Brahmanism that everybody was created by Brahma. And also Buddha very boldly rejected the existence of permanent self and so forth. And therefore, no other religion, for instance, Jainism not very powerful that time, because after Jaina Mahavira there was a disintegration of the community, therefore they were not powerful. But the Brahmins became very powerful. I think even today, even though there are a lot of Buddhists after Dr. Ambedkar, Brahminism is very powerful, like present Indian Prime Minister and so forth. They are very, very strong Hindus. And of course, present Prime Minister, being a politician, has some attitude in public, good attitude towards Buddhism. That's in public, because that would help India to get more pilgrims from various countries, because people go on pilgrimage to India, all of them are Buddhists. Others are visitors. Even they go to these Buddhist sites in India. There are more Buddhist sites in India than even Hindu sites, although Hinduism is very powerful. Anyway, these are the reasons why Buddhism declined in India. It was not totally disappeared. Sometimes when there were trouble in Sri Lanka, some Buddhist monks went to India. On the other hand, Hindus are generally sympathetic with Buddhism because they believe that these avatars is incarnations, 10 incarnations, according to Hinduism. One of them is the Buddha, and therefore they have certain place in their heart for the Buddha. Anyway, it is not completely disappeared, but declined, right? Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, dear Bhante, there is the concept of store consciousness in Mahayana. It stores the seeds of mental formations. Is there an equivalent in Theravada?
Well, there is a belief that there is a storeroom for consciousness, what you call vijnana house. There is in Mahayana Vinsati Karika, Tinsati Karika, and so forth, Ale Vijnana. Vijnana has a house to store. I think they may be using it figuratively, but not literally. Because according to the Buddha, according to Theravada Buddhism, Vijnana arises through the eye, through the senses, and the sensory objects. Eye, visual objects, and eye consciousness. That arises when these two come together instantly, and they can disappear. For instance, eye consciousness is not permanent. When ear consciousness arises, eye consciousness disappears. When nose consciousness arises, eye consciousness and ear consciousness disappear. When tongue consciousness arises, eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness disappear, and so forth. So consciousness arises depending on our sense and sensory object. There was a big one monk called Sati in the Buddha's time. Sati. But this monk said in public that it is the same consciousness that runs through life after life, like a thread of a bead. But Buddha reprimanded him, refuted him, and asked him, which consciousness do you think, Sati, that runs from life to life? Have I ever taught you this? I taught that consciousness arises depending on the senses. And just like, and also consciousness is named after the senses through which it arises. For instance, Buddha gave a simile. When you have kitchen fire in the kitchen, you call kitchen fire. When you have fire because of the gas, you say gas fire. When you have forest fire, you call forest fire. When you burn cow dung, then it's called cow dung fire. When you burn wood, that's a wood fire. When you burn grass, that's a grass fire. Like that, the consciousness is named after the sense through which it arises. When consciousness arises through the eye, it is called eye consciousness. Like that, it is arising, it's impermanent, and it Buddha mentioned in a discourse called Anupada Sutta, where he said, Ahutva sambhavati hutva pativeti. That which was not before may arise, and then what is arising passes away. And it was not there before. Consciousness was not there always, ready for us to pick up, like picking up fruit from a tree or flower from a tree. It is not there. But it arises and that vanishes. What arises will vanish. Whatever arises will vanish. So it's it's independent origination phenomenon, and therefore it is not settled in one particular storehouse like Vinyalaya, Vijnana. That is the Buddha's teaching in Theravada Buddhism. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is there an equivalent of bodhicitta seeking enlightenment for oneself to help others in Theravada?
Bodhicitta, one who practices Dhamma perfections, sevenfold or 37 factors of enlightenment, is the person who is practicing called Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva. And that Bodhisattva's mind, one may call Bodhicitta. Chitta means mind. The one who is bent upon attaining enlightenment, it called Bodhisattva. That person's mind can be called Bodhicitta. So using that term may not be incorrect. That term, that may be all right, correct. People can use it. But when they use it, they must keep in mind this particular meaning. Okay, next question.
The next question is, do mental formations, and that is memories, remain when other sense consciousness arise?
Mental formations
Do they remain when
remain.
other sense consciousness arise?
Oh, sure. Mental formations cannot arise without consciousness. Definitely, mental formations has consciousness is the basis. In that consciousness, the base, all other mental states arise. Mental formations called volition or sankhara, volition, sankhara, karma, then perception, thought, all arise within the framework of consciousness. It is just, I'll give you a very crude example. There is a white piece of paper, white, totally white. When you want to draw something in red color, green color, yellow color, pink color, you take a pencil or brush and paint it. So long as the paper is white, you can paint something, then you can see the paint on the white paper. And similarly, this is a very crude example, don't take it literally. This is just an example. Similarly, consciousness is the base, and everything else arises on this base, on consciousness. Mental formations is one of them. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. Dear Bhante, Buddha also spoke about the asava, that is the fermentation, and kilesas. Do they arise from accumulated habitual results of previous habitual chittas?
Yes. All defilement, especially also, is samsaric habit. Under asa, there is another layer of defilement called anusaya, asaya, anusaya. So the Buddha is the only one who has destroyed both asaya and the samsaric habits and gross defilements called asaya. Anusaya is very subtle, most subtle mental state. It is also even an arahant who have attained full enlightenment without having any greed, hatred, or delusion in their mind. Still, they have samsaric habit. You remember there was a monk who always called people an outcast. Outcast is an insult. And yet he used to call anybody, a high class or low class or middle class, I mean, according to Indian caste system, uh, that's a, it is most difficult to define, most difficult to understand for Western people. It is typical for India. So this particular monk called people outcast, outcast, outcast. So then people brought this to the Buddha and complained to the Buddha that so-and-so monks call everybody outcast. Then Buddha said this is his samsaric habit because he has been born in a very high class called Brahmin class for 500 lifetimes. 500 lives. He was a Brahmin. And therefore, that time he used to call people outcasts. And it embedded in his subconscious mind. And even in this life, this he called people outcasts. That's habit, that kind of habit. There were several monks, Arahant, enlightened monks, who expressed their samsaric habit through their behavior. Only the Buddha didn't have that. Okay?
There's no other question about this, but I have a question actually about this. Is calling somebody an outcast, which is a hurtful thing, wouldn't that be wrong speech? And I thought an arahant doesn't break precepts.
Could you repeat your question?
Calling somebody an outcast is hurtful speech. And wouldn't that break precepts? And I thought an arahant would not break precepts.
Arahant,
An arahant would not break precepts. But if he calls somebody an outcast, that is hurtful speech. Wouldn't that break a precept to do something like this, even if it's habitual?
Arahant do not have chitta.
No, wouldn't they would not break a precept. They would not use wrong speech. They would not use wrong speech. But if you call somebody an outcast, that is hurtful speech. So how is that possible?
Uh, if you write it on the chat box, perhaps I can see it better.
Yeah, because I don't see another question, so I thought I would ask.
She's asking the example you gave, Bhante. The example you gave.
Oh, yes?
So she's asking if he was a arahat, how was he able to call others low caste?
Yeah?
I think it's the intention. He didn't intend it.
No, actually that is true. He did not intend to do that. He has no intention.
Okay.
He simply used this as a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no intention.
Okay. So if there is no intention, okay, I
No
understand.
intention. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The next question is, my understanding is that vijnana can arise with or without sati. That is, it may occur whether or not we are consciously aware of it. Is that correct?
That vijnana can arise
With or without sati?
without sati.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Vijnana consciousness can arise with sati or without sati, yes.
Yes, and then the next part of the question, if so, why is it called consciousness if it can manifest in the subconscious mind? And what exactly does this term encompass?
Okay. Consciousness arises why is it called consciousness? Because you become conscious. I don't know any other reason for calling it consciousness. It when two things come together, consciousness arises, and that occurrence is called consciousness. For I really don't know why it is called consciousness. because two things must come together. As soon as they come together, consciousness arises, we become conscious, and that's what we learn, that's what we experience, and the reason why it is called consciousness is just because we are conscious. We are not dead, we are not unconscious, therefore we are conscious. Okay?
The next question is, dear Bhante, in the last section of the Nibbidika Sutta on suffering, it states that craving is the source of suffering. The last section of the Satipatthana Sutta on investigation of Dhamma, craving is again pointed out over and over as the source of suffering. Finally, craving is again identified as one of the factors of cessation, of which is necessary for the cessation of suffering. Is craving then to be seen as the main obstacle to liberation from suffering? So, in short, is it craving that's the main obstacle to our liberation?
Really, craving is the main obstacle for liberation, and that is actually craving, as Buddha mentioned, is the source of suffering. In order to end suffering, you have to end craving. If it is the root of craving, then we have to eliminate the root. So, investigation of Dhamma, craving against, pointed out in order to overcome craving, source of suffering, finally craving is again identified as one of the factors that the cessation of which is necessary for the cessation of suffering. Is craving then to be seen as the main obstacle to liberation from suffering? Definitely. Craving is the main. There are two factors that obstruct our liberation: craving and ignorance. Where there is craving, there is ignorance. Where there is ignorance, there is craving. And therefore, these two are interchangeably support our suffering. So we have to get rid of both. On the other hand, when we get rid of craving, we get rid of ignorance as well, and vice versa. They are the main cause of suffering, surely. Okay? I think I think that
There's do you have time for one more follow-up question?
last question is
Last question? Okay. Is the same person asking the question about bodhicitta, I believe. Thank you for your response for my question earlier. I'd like to follow my asking by asking, should bodhicitta lead to investigating non-Buddhist religions? I was thinking that a mind that seeks truth to better understand how to help afford to dismiss the advice from non-Buddhist religion without a fair trial. Correct me if I'm wrong.
okay. How is a mind that seeks truth to better understand how to help effort to dismiss the advice from non-religion? If somebody does not follow the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the Buddha's teaching, If somebody does not know that, somebody does not understand that, and yet gives advice for you to practice, and if that advice does not directly or indirectly related to the Noble Eightfold Path and your liberation, I think you better don't pay attention to it, and you can ignore. If that advice given to you, it doesn't matter who give you the advice. It is the matter of advice itself. If that advice helps directly or indirectly relate to the Noble Eightfold Path and liberation from samsaric suffering, then you can heed, you can accept it and follow it. I think, Veronique, although there may be more questions,
No, I think that's it.
okay, we can postpone it to next time,
Okay.
because even yesterday we didn't have much time to meditate,
Yes.
and therefore I think it is better for us to spend some time today in meditation. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay. You can see this. Okay. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. With this metta thought, let us meditate at least for another 25 minutes.
Hmm.
By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish, may I join always with the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering, may the fear-struck be free from fear, may the grieving be free from grief, so too may all beings be, from the highest realm of existence to the lowest. May all beings reside in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Friends, with this aspiration, we end our today's session with my normal, very simple, brief metta wish. May all those who are in hospitals suffering from various diseases, taken care of by doctors, nurses, and hospital staff, may they recover very soon and return to normal life and practice meditation and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all the doctors, nurses, and hospital staff who are risking their life, sacrificing their comfort to take care of these people, may they also find time to practice meditation. I know there are some doctors. I remember when I was in hospital, they came and asked me questions about meditation, and they seemed to be interested. And I hope many, many, many more doctors learn meditation, practice meditation, liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who have lost their loved ones may still be grieving, may they free from grieving and understand the nature of life and practice Dhamma meditation, liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in various trouble spots like war zones, poverty-stricken area, discriminations in various parts of the world. May they also try to understand the nature of greed, hatred, and delusion, as we very often mention, and through the understanding, practicing meditation, liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. May all those who are in the northern direction, northeastern direction, eastern direction, southeastern direction, southern direction, southwestern direction, western direction, northwestern direction, above, below, and all in these 10 directions, being in all these directions, be well, happy, and peaceful. This is my very earnest, sincere wish, and may they all find liberation from samsaric suffering. Okay, friends, this is
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Therwan Saranai.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank
sadhu.
you.
Thank you, Bhante.
okay.
Teruvan Saranai.
Bhante.
Pinsidaveva Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante. Be well.